only 7% of women will negotiate their salary, whereas 40% of men will. That means that if your first job is 1,000 rand and you get 10% every year, just work out what it will be when you're 60. Whereas if you negotiated your open package at 2,000 rand a year and you got increases on that, how much wealthier you would be. Sheryl Sandberg, she's the Chief Operating Officer on Facebook. She says that women should learn 3 things if they want to succeed in the boardroom. The first is that we must sit at the table. We will sit aside because it's not in our nature to take front seat. And since I've read this, I always sit at the head of the table when I sit at a boardroom now. The second thing she says is that your partner must be your partner. You've got to make sure that your husband or your partner takes as much responsibility for everything at home and for the children as you do. She did a study which said that 2/3 of men who sit in boardroom had children, whereas only 1/3 of the women did. And the third thing she says we must do is don't leave before you leave. And what she means by that is, yes, you do have to have children if that's what you're going to do. But we clock out the minute we decide we're going to do that. So we don't put our hand up for promotion because we know we might leave and we might not want to come back. But if you are determined to succeed in the boardroom, make the decision, put your hand up for the promotion. Because you know what, that baby pops out in a day. You can be back at work in 2 weeks' time. I remember when I was extremely pregnant with my now very big son, I was doing a trial in the labor court, and I just popped out in a boardroom, and I was sort of sitting with my stomach over here, and I was literally due. But I had this trial and I needed to finish it. And he kept popping over and go, Mrs. Gordon, are you all right? And I go, I'm absolutely fine, thank you, Your Honor. And we'd carry on. I think I had my baby 3 days later and I was back at work 2 weeks later. That's just because I'm not Mother Courage. One day when he says, I hate you, I'm going, oh no, I was a bad mother. What can I say? Go and have yourself fixed. There is no culture in the world where appearance doesn't matter. You work for one of the sexiest companies in Joburg. Everybody's talking about it. Because you're sexy. Because it's attractive. It matters. More money is spent in the 21st century on looking good than ever before. It does affect your business. It will affect your promotion, and it will affect your bottom line. If you have a sexy company, people will buy from you before they will buy from somebody who's exceptionally boring. We've begun to raise our daughters more like sons, but very few of us have had the courage to raise our sons more like daughters. And until we do, we're not going to fix it. Thank you.